Okay, welcome to this channel. My name is Martin Botvidsson and I'm a photographer in the land of Profoto and Hasselblad, Sweden. And on this channel I shoot stuff. Okay, can be anything really. Today it's a perfume bottle. I've done quite many of those, but it's a lot of fun because they're very beautiful products. You need to shoot beautiful products. Well, if you shoot for a client, you have no choice really. You shoot whatever they like, but if you're shooting for your portfolio, building up your portfolio, shoot beautiful stuff. This one I bought for another tutorial, and that tutorial was extremely complicated. It took like a whole week to film, edit, plan, and everything. So now I was thinking, let's do another shoot with this one. After all, it cost me like over 100 bucks, you know. So we need to do another tutorial, and this time it's super simple. It's just one flash, maybe two, I don't know yet. I have two flashes, you don't see them. You don't see it in this camera, but I will show you later. The light will come from this direction today and shoot on this area, and then I have another flash. You see that one with a wide zoom. I just put this on because I don't want it to spill out, but this one is only for lifting up the shadows. So how do we start? Well, I have this camera, you know, my old trusty Hasselblad. I have it on this very nice Manfrotto wheels. I don't know if you even see them. It's very nice to roll around. Manfrotto tripod and this arm, also Manfrotto, so I can shoot top down, you know. Very nice. So let's roll this one. It should be around here probably, and then I can lock this so it will not move. Like that, and now it will not move. As always, I shoot tether into the computer, so the files will go into the computer. So we have a cable that goes in. It's very simple to shoot tethered. You should really do this because it's so much easier to see on the screen what you're doing instead of, in this case, it's quite impossible to look at the screen because it's. I'm shooting Hasselblad, and Hasselblad has its own software called Focus. But you can always use Lightroom or Capture One or any other, you know, Canon has its own, Sony, Nikon. Now the camera is on and we're shooting at ISO 50, the lowest. You should always shoot at the lowest if possible. And the maximum shutter speed is, for this camera, it's 1/800 a second, and I chose to go for aperture 8. The only thing you need to consider is the aperture, how blurry the background should be. You know, that's the only thing you need to remember really, because the other settings, ISO and shutter speed, is always the same, almost. I already done this shot last week. I was doing a test shoot. I can show it up here. Now I will start from scratch again, and if this one turns out better, I will use that one for the thumbnail, I guess, or otherwise I will keep the other one because I put a lot of work into the editing and shooting and you know. So let's try to redo this shot. And we have an old window and I filled it up with potato flower. So why did I want to shoot this kind of shot? I mean, how did I come up with this? Well, I go out and try to find inspiration. I have for many years, I wanted to do this shot with some, maybe a watch or perfume, because I see this Other photographers are doing this flower, and then they make like a round beautiful hole, like a crater, and then they put the perfume in there, or a watch or jewelry or something. But I got inspired from that, and then I was thinking, why should I do exactly the same? Let's try something new. So I have this as a base, the flower. So I have it on an old window, so I can get some light from below, under it, to lit up the perfume. That was my idea. Instead of, you know, if it's only light from the top, it will be very dark. So let's take the first shot without any flash, as always. There you see we have the black frame, as always, without the flashes, to make sure this LED video lights and the window lights are not affecting the shot. So we will get a clean plate, because we only want to have the flashes affecting the shot that we are controlling, not this random light going on, you know. And now I will turn on the main light that you don't see. I will turn it on, and we have a bit of light. Hey Filippo! So let's take a look at this flash. It's over here beside the video camera. It's right there. And it's a Profoto D2 with a reflector with a honeycomb grid. So we will focus the light, and it will go like this. And onto this potato flowered surface. Okay, now when the flash is on, we can take another shot. Shoot. And what will we get? This is what we get. A very dramatical shot, and we get a bit to the left. I guess the camera is not 100% centered, but maybe we can just drag it. Yes. Now I think we are fine. Now I want to create like a surface, and I'm using a stone, like a paving stone, I guess it's called, like this, and it has a bit of structure. So I will do like this. Oops. I will flatten this a bit. That's a good start, I think. And now I think we should place this Armani bottle probably in the center. Okay, let's start like this. Before we fix the scene, the surface, and fix everything, I would like to set the light. So the light will be perfect for this. One thing I like with this is we get a bit of light going through the bottle. See, we're here. That's beautiful, I think. But as you see, the whole surface of the bottle is dark, because there's no light. The only light that comes like this, you know, from the side, hitting the bottle. So we really need to light the bottle from below. That's why I raised this window up a bit, so we can stick something under here. You could, of course, set this window up on like 2 stands and then shoot with a flash under. But some people only have 1 flash, and then I think it's good to show that you can combine LED lights and flashes. So we will stick this under. Very strong, very blue, because I set this at the maximum, the coldest Kelvin, 9000 Kelvin. It's very blue and cold, because I think this looks nicer for this bottle. So I will put this under the bottle somehow, maybe around there. And if I take a shot now, I don't think we will get so much light from this LED. Actually, absolutely zero. There's no change. We don't see any light. Just because the flashes are so much stronger than the LED, but we can fix that by changing the shutter speed. Maybe I put it down to, I don't know, can start with 1/125th of a second. What will happen then? Do we get a bit more of this light in? Absolutely not. So now the small LED light is under the bottle, but we have a lot of flower, so there will be no light. So we need to take away the flower under the bottle. So we just do like this. Maybe I should clean this a bit, and then we will put it back around there. And now we can take a shot. It's a maximum power, this LED, and I think we need to put down the shutter speed. Let's take it down to 1/250 and take a look. Yes, now it's a bit brighter. I'm wondering, is it too high? And I have flower everywhere. Then we just move this arm a bit closer. Maybe something like, not much, maybe just 1 centimeter or something. So, what do we have here? Do we have any focus set? I don't know. Let's take a look. Yes, it looks like that. And we have this beautiful air bubble inside. I think this is super nice. And also that we have a bit of light that goes through the bottle. This is the LED, comes from the LED. I would like it to be smooth, I think. Move it a bit to the side. And on this LED light, I have diffusion, because I don't want these LED cells to be shown, just like you see them here. And let's see if it's better now. I think it's nicer to have like a smooth, yes, I think this is nicer. What white balance do we have? Do we want to make it a bit colder? Around 5000 Kelvin, okay. I think I did a better job with the first one, because I had more flower behind the bottle. I think we will fix this later. But first, I have these guys. What are they called? Do they have a name? They're called lack. Actually, it's in Swedish, it's lack. First, I want to take care of this bottle, because after all, this Perfume bottle, that's the hero, you know. That's the one needs to be taken care of with love, you know, treated with love. Can we do something more for this poor bottle that ended up on the moon? Well, if we take a look, we have this surface down here. This is kind of metal. Maybe we can put some light there. And also on this cap. First, let's put one, just put one on the sides like this, and let's take a shot. Yes, you see? Like this straight, nice, hard edge. It will show that this is super glossy. We see a bit of reflection from the snow here, but I think this looks nice. But what about this one? Well, maybe we can put another one. Can I put it on here, maybe? What I'm doing now, I'm taking this light from that flash, the main light, the only light, and it hits the scene, and also it will hit these two white shelves. I have no idea how this one will look, but we will take a shot. And I want to have something here. Wow, that was a bit too much. I just want a tiny bit. What about this? Yes, a bit on the side there. So we have something to show this beautiful. And it becomes like a gradient, go from bright and into darkness. I think this is kind of nice. Let's say we think that the bottle looks nice now. These two guys, they are lifting up all the shadows in this scene, and I don't like that. I want the scene to look like before, you know, these dramatic shadows. I will take several images and put them in layers in Photoshop, and pick the parts I think are the best, okay? We will do this again with these two guys when we have set the shot, but let's go back to the main light, the main look of this image. The dark shadows, you know, now they're not filled up with bounce light. And that's why I put up this flash. You can also lift up the whole scene with another flash. Maybe we should show this. I mean, let's put it up to, I don't know, power 5 maybe. And let's take a shot, see how this will look. Maybe you prefer this kind of style, not so deep shadows like before. This one is shooting up in the ceiling and it becomes a huge light source that will bounce down onto the scene and lift up all the shadows a bit. What's next? Well, I like to do something with this surface. I think it's a bit, I think last time I got a bit more interesting patterns and some more dramatic shadows. So I will work with this stone a bit maybe. And also, one other thing, I used my shoe. There was a guy walking on the moon, you know. I wonder if I should, do I have the left shoe? What about here? Maybe. But one other thing I would like to do, I would like to block light. Almost always block light. And we have another shelf, another lac shelf from IKEA. And we can just start to play, because we have this guide light, I mean the modeling light from the flash, so we can see what will happen. So if I'm blocking here, now it will be blocked a lot, but we can take one anyway. Yes, very dramatic. Maybe it's a bit too much. I mean, I'm not sure where to put this. I think I would like a bit on the other side, like I had on the other image. I think I had a bit here, I think. I blocked this boot print. Yes, maybe a bit more. I want it to be very moody. Maybe something like this. And then also, I think we should block a bit on the other side. Now when we're placing these guys, the blocking light guys, when they're very close, the edges of this shadow will be quite hard. So maybe, I don't know if I should make them softer or not. And put them further away. Yes, becomes a bit softer edge there. I think this looks nicer actually. Unfortunately, this one is, I have no more space here. It should be actually probably around there. And you know, also I would like to block a bit on the top. I often do it like this. So do I have something to block with? Maybe around there. Test. And you can see the light coming through the flower. Maybe that's cool, maybe not. I don't know. So this is how we can play with the shadows. Maybe this is a bit much. What if I place this guy? I feel this one is way too dark there. Yeah, something like this. Now I would like to try to put in some of the flower under the bottle. Because I think I had it more, something more like this. I think I got a bit lucky the first time I did this. Because I think it was nicer when it was a bit, how should I say, a bit rough. Now I'm trying to do it more in a nice way, and I had a lot of flour all over the place actually. Probably I will use the previous photo. Now it's a bit too much maybe. You know, you have to keep on going for this. Sometimes forever, hours, to get the most beautiful shot you can get, you know. But now this is a very short tutorial. Okay. I feel like the one I did last week, it's nicer. Probably I will use that one, because it's a bit too much now, I feel, flower under there, but you will get the idea. So, okay, now it's a bit rough, but you see, we get this bubble nicely and can work a bit more on this. But for now, I think we should use this as a final shot, and then we bounce, and now this will be lifted up a bit. And that's not enough light right now, because we are blocking off a bit too much light. But we have the final shot, the one we took, and we have that layer in Photoshop. And then I will take away all this that will block the light, and let's see if we can bounce a bit of light on this one. So now we have a bit more here. And also I would like to get one here and see if we can bounce a bit of light. Yes, we get a bit here. See, goes from bright into darkness. So it's like 2 layers in Photoshop. I think this is it really. I never got so many likes on a shot on my Instagram, by the way. You can check it out if you like. You know, the tutorials you're working on for weeks, and you compare it with another one that takes just a few hours. But that's how it is in life, you know. This is a very simple but effective and powerful shot, I would say. So I think that is it. I hope this will inspire you to create new, beautiful photos out there. And I would like to thank all the coffee supporters, making sure I can have my cup of coffee in the studio. Thank you so much. You're very generous coffee supporters. If you'd like to be a coffee supporter, a member of this channel, you just click the join button below and you will get special videos, bonus videos, early access, you know, the good stuff. Remember, as always, I will see you next time.